Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations. So I'm going to share with you my recent order from Honeybee. I've had this for a little bit. I filmed it when I got it. So I'm just showing you that recently I took one of the Lovely Layers Roses dies and used this packaging to make my background. So if you like the design on it like I did, it's kind of a craft color with like a white lace. I saved that and I used it to cut it down to make another background. So I have extra. I got this large cake die. This is going to cut out a 3D card and I will use it at the end of this to do a project. I got the Lovely Layers peonies. There is a lot of pieces, but it's very easy to put together. Here is a guide to show you how the layers go together. And then this is the Happy stamp set, and this would go with the die that I purchased that you'll see in a few minutes. This is the stamp set that goes with the cake that I showed earlier, that die. Those are to give some designs. And then this Happy A2 cover plate. That would make a great shaker card. You could do it, keep the letters and put them on another card, so you have, some options to get two cards out of one background. And then this was a free gift that came with, I think, the purchase of 75 or more. And these are beautiful. They're just card fronts that you can use. There's like watercolories on one side and more of a finished card front on the other side with like a sentiment. But you could use these to make quick and easy cards. This one's my absolute favorite here. I've gotten packets of these before, and I enjoy them, but this one I think has been my favorite so far. Just different options with the bees and some honeycomb. They just make really quick cards. So something good to have in your stash if you find yourself needing a card really quick. And then this was the thank you that came with it that you can color and also make into a card front. So I absolutely love Honeybee. This is the Bitty Buzz Cutter. This wasn't part of this order that I did, but this is new and I absolutely love this. So it's small, it's lightweight. You get 3 different plates. There are 2 thin ones and then 1 thicker one. You use the thicker one and a thinner one to do die cutting, and then the 2 thin ones if you wanted to do any embossing, if you had smaller little folders. But it folds up nicely and just sits right on my desk. And so I am just going to take that die, the cake die, and I have cut it out of white cardstock for the outside to make the shaped card. And we're going to use this stamp set, and then you cut out the other piece that gives you all of the cake layers. So I decided that I, of course, wanted to do a rainbow. So here are the Distress Oxide inks that I will use. And it's not your normal color. I'm going to go with purple for my card base. So I'm just going to tape off using some tape from my stash, low tack, just so I don't get it all over the back of the card. And I am using Villainous Potion and just a blending brush. I believe these are from Amazon. And I'm just going to coat this entire background so that the in-between layers will have the frosting, quote unquote, all through it. And then the rest of it, where the embossed lines are, will be covered up with each layer of cake. So you could do this multiple different ways. You can heat emboss your layers. You could do them all the same. You can mix them up like I will. Kind of the options are endless. You could customize this if you were making a cake for someone and you wanted a card to match. You could do it to however you designed your cake. Just definitely a really neat die set and stamp set. So I'm just gonna now go through. Oh, I'm lied. Nope, I'm going to go through. Sorry. Lost my way on what I was doing. And just use the different rainbow colors to color in the cake layers. Just, again, they're all Distress Oxides. You could use Distress ink. You could use regular ink. It's honestly up to you. These just happen to be on my desk, and I thought I would do these because they have a nice chalky finish, and you could also splatter them if you wanted to give even more texture, but I kept them plain, just doing the straight color on all of them, working my way through. And I'm going to post this. It's a birthday card. I haven't posted in a while. Life has been a little bit crazy, but I am putting this video up. It will be my birthday. So I am going to celebrate by enjoying a homemade meatball sub made by my mother. So that is what I'm going to be doing. What type of things do you like to do on your birthday? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. I am, not loving getting older, but it's finally warmed up here, and things are hopefully going to be lessening in the stress department. So work's been crazy, life's been crazy, COVID, all of the things. We keep plugging along. So I have all of my colors done. Once I clean up this little bit of ink left, what I am going to do is then take each strip, and I'm going to put some double-sided adhesive on the back. Before I do that, I am going to take and add a little bit of pink to my candle. I have die cut the candle. The whole candle out comes as one big piece, so you could color the flame on this particular piece if you wanted, but it also comes with a little flame that you can color separately and give a little dimension. But I was having trouble, chasing it down on my desk, so I've adhered it to a piece of that tape just so I could ink blend that, and then I will adhere that using some glue when I'm putting all the card together. I left it on the tape so that I wouldn't manage to lose it on my desk. I typically will put down like a little bowl so I can put things like that in it. But I didn't do that for this project. My desk is an absolute disaster right now while I was filming this. And, well, who am I kidding? It's still a disaster. And I managed to lose one of these pieces in the middle of doing this project. So I found it and worked my way through it. But definitely have some area where you can make sure to not lose your pieces. So I just put some double-sided adhesive to temporarily adhere this to my Misty. I did buy the Brutus Monroe sticky mat, and mine arrived and wasn't very sticky. I actually have used it twice and it doesn't hold anything, which I find frustrating, but for me it was a dud. It didn't work for me, so I don't know if anybody else has used it and didn't have that experience. I had heard that they were super sticky, so I worried about that, but mine just did not have any stick to it. And so now I'm going through and just taking a different one of the stamps to decorate my layers. I'm using the same Distress Oxide that I blended on, so it's just very subtle. In person, it gives more of a pop. You can see it, the different designs that I put on, but I didn't want it to be too much. And I also didn't want to wait for them to dry with the Distress ink. Otherwise, I would have heat embossed them in clear embossing powder to give them kind of a shiny texture. But Distress Oxide tends to take a little bit of time to dry, and we all know I'm an impatient crafter, so I just wanted to keep going to get it done. And you'll know I'm on the blue one now after the yellow one because I have no idea right now on my desk where the green one is. What happened was it had flipped over so it was white, and I didn't see it because I was looking for a green strip of paper. It is literally right to my right off screen. But thankfully, with the power of editing, I cut all of that out. You didn't have to sit and watch me hunt for it. So I will take this one off and magically find the green one and put that down. I tell you, some days it's a struggle. Most days to get, I don't know, you ever have a day where you craft and nothing goes the way that you want it to? I've tried to do multiple projects with the things I purchased from Honeybee, and it must have been a day that it just wasn't in the carts for me. So I put it aside and then decided to reapproach it later. So then I am going to take the entire panel and I'm going to stamp that swirl kind of triangle-y looking piece on the top, and I'll also use the Villainous Potion for that, so it's going to be a tone-on-tone look. Again, you could heat emboss it, you could do it in white or a different color so it stands out. I just want it to be kind of subtle. So once I get that done, I will remove that tape so that you can see the nice clean line where the ink is not, which is nice. Sometimes I never know if I've made a mess with it. I adhered all of the cake layers off screen just to save some time. And now I'm taking from the stamp set, there is a sentiment in there that says happy birthday to you. So I'm going to stamp that on the yellow layer. I figured that would show the best, and it's kind of the middle area, using my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And I only needed to stamp it once, I believe, and it came out fabulous. And then to adhere those, I had just used the tape runner that you see on the desk just to get them down quick. You could use liquid glue, as I am going to use to put the flame on the candle and then adhere the candle to the piece of cake. There are additional like Cool Lip dollops that are in the stamp set that you could use to decorate your cake even more. I just opted to go with the one candle for this particular card. And so then I'm going to get that adhered down, and that is going to finish today's project. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.